Let's do this. Right. Why does it go overcast every time I try and film? And why do I sound like an old man? I think I'm coming down with a cold. I got to try and do this. James is asleep, so I need to be quiet. Hi crafty crew, welcome back to my channel. Now if you're new, I'm Julia, I'm a tattooed lass from England and I do a whole ream of different memory keeping bits and pieces. So today I have something really special. I cannot believe that I've been asked. I feel very honoured. Very honoured. Now to start off with, I do want to apologise for my voice. I think I'm coming down with a cold, so I kind of sound a bit grumbly, but there's nothing I can do about that. So yeah, apologies to start off with. But today, this is so exciting. Basically, Laura from UK Scrap Addicts ended up getting in touch with me a few months ago and I'm going to be one of their guest designers, so ta-da! But yeah, so UK Scrap Addicts is a UK group of ladies that come together and just have fun. There's monthly challenges that all the ladies participate in. So this month's challenge is this right here. So I'm going to be using this sketch and I'm going to be creating a layout for you guys today. But basically, yeah, UK Scrap Addicts, they have their own YouTube channel, they have their own blog, so I will link everything in the description box below. And they're amazing group of ladies who asked me whether I want to be a guest designer, which was obviously yes. I feel very honoured for someone so new on YouTube to be asked to guest design, so I'm very excited. So without further ado, let's roll the tape. Right guys, so if some of you are new to my overall channel, obviously this is going up on UK Scrap Addicts, but basically I have been doing a collaboration with a lady called Ree over from Mrs C Scraps. So because I still have the kit that she has sent me, I thought for this collaboration I'm going to be using the same products that Ree bought me, so it's kind of a two-in-one. So using the kit, I've kind of pulled out a few bits and pieces. Now the photo I'm going to be working with is this one. So if you remember from the sketch, which is just here, it's basically a square photo. So I've gone for a 4x4. I've made it black and white so that the colour that I end up using doesn't necessarily clash with the photo. So that's kind of one tip for me. This was very busy. This is when me and James were spray painting and making some artwork, so there's quite a lot of colour in this image, which is why I've turned it black and white. But for the overall layout, the colour that Ree picked me was this. This is a Highly Swap Colour Shine in the colour Hot Pink, if it eventually focuses. There we go. So it's a beautiful hot pink. So that is the colour that I am working on today. And just to add a few extra bits, I've got a couple of different tags. One's like a craft, one's a yellow. I've also got the Amy Tangerine thickers. I believe they're Amy Tangerine. They're kind of her style. They're called Wild. They're just a plain white, but I thought that would work really well for my title. I've picked out some pink tissue paper, a doily, which is something additional, but if you know me, I can't do many layouts without a doily, so that's my kind of addition. I've got some die cuts here just in case I need them. My white cardstock, I have picked out this pink from my stash because I'm going to add my own kind of style to the overall sketch. I love working from sketches, but I love to kind of mutate them into my own style. So I've picked out the white and a pink. I've got some scrap pieces of paper in here, but I've also got this Magnolia Jane paper pad. So I'm going to go through this, find some pink kind of colours, and then I will come right back. So I've had a look through, oh my voice, I've had a look through the bits and pieces that I've already kind of cut up. I've picked out a few black and whites and some greys just to add a little bit of contrast, but again I've mainly gone for the pinks. So the overall plan is, if I remind everybody of the sketch, you've obviously got the 4x4 with an ink splatter and a few tags and bits and pieces. So a relatively easy layout to end up doing. Like I said, I end up using sketches quite a lot, if you don't necessarily know that. I find them really interesting to use. I think they're very helpful, especially for someone who's new to scrapbooking or for someone who's lost their mojo. And yeah, they're just a quick inspiration piece, and you can take them in any direction that you want to. So even though this is the overall sketch, I am going to be mutating this and I'm going to be adding my own kind of style and twist to it. So this is my take on this sketch. So first of all, I'm going to back my photo. I'm going to do that first. So the overall image doesn't necessarily show that many layers, and I'm going to stick to that as much as I can. If you're new to layering, you kind of want to do an odd number. Odd numbers always look aesthetically pleasing, so I don't know why, it's just a rule. That's just how it goes. But I've kind of got my overall base. Now I know that some bits are missing, I'm not bothered about that, but when you look at the sketch, it has the overall image and then a few bigger pieces. Okay, so I'm going to be adding my black and white, and as you can see by the sketch, it's kind of off to the side slightly, so that is what I'm going to do. Something like that, and that's a little bit bigger, but definitely straighter than that. Like so. And then the only other one is another colour, so I'm going to go in with my tissue paper actually, just find a crease. Now I like to use tissue paper quite a lot in my layouts. I really like the texture that it brings. I find it's really interesting, and I don't know, it really does add a very different dimension to the overall layout. Overall, that's my first kind of couple of layers. So I've got my 4x4 there, I've got the black and white strip there, and I've got my tissue paper as my third layer. Now obviously, like I said, I'm going to be mutating this overall layout. So even though I've got my tag, which will sit in, so to give you a bit of an overview, it's kind of going to look something like that. And I'm also going to add my doily. I think I'm going to add it to the top corner there. Oh Julia, that was a bad mistake. Such a bad mistake adding tissue paper. Yeah, lovely jubbly. But I think it's time for some splattering. Now I'm going to be doing the packaging technique. Right guys, I've managed to find like the tiniest bit of packaging I have. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a spritz of ink on my little bit of packaging. It's anything that's plastic really, so you could use like a folder, like a paper, like a Polly Pocket or anything really, but I find the smaller they are, the little bit easier they are to control, because this does get very messy. But I kind of need a triangle, so just gonna smoosh it how I think it needs to go. kind of very much triangle-esque. Plus I've got to go out tonight, so I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to have loads of pink hands. But if I give you, oh, it needs to come out a little bit more and see how that looks. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Just add a tiny, like the tiniest bit down here. Like I said, the packaging technique's really awesome. However, it can get A, quite messy, and B, it's very unpredictable. So when you do it, I find the smaller packaging works out better. You can be a little bit more precise. Ooh, but that was my cable going. Right, I'm going to quickly dry this. So there we have the overall layout. This is a really simple layout. I'm definitely going to end up using this again because this is super cute. So I'm going to attach that there. Now I've got these, oh, I can't remember what they're called, stickers. There we go. And I'm going to do the word enjoy. And I'm going to stick that there. Just need the little dot at the top. And then the other thing that Ree bought me were these alpha stickers. So I'm going to be keeping true to myself and using these. So there's one that says inspired. I'm going to put that actually a little bit higher than normal, than the actual image shows. And I'm going to do the word awesome. And I'm going to put them there. Now to mutate it slightly, I've got a roller stamp. I'm going to use documented, which is number 5. And I'm just going to add, if I can, kind of a few generations here, there and everywhere, like so. And then the only other thing I've got to add are some circles. So I'm going to go with these. These are like, they're more of a cream kind of embellishment, but I really like them. I think they're going to work really lovely with the colours. So she's got 2 this side, 2 down here and 2 over here. I think I'm just going to add a little gold heart there, and I've got some other gold heart somewhere. I'm going to add another one there. Now I do like to do this in 3s, so I will try and find a smaller one if I can. But to make this my voice, to make this a little bit more of a cluster, I'm just going to add a few tiny wood veneers. And that, guys, isn't the end. Now what I've decided to do is to mutate it slightly, just so that you can kind of see that you've used the sketch but you want to kind of add your own style. So I've gone through my stash of plain cardstock, and it also helps because this particular paper has warped slightly, so this is going to protect it a little bit more. But I've got this kind of, it's more pink than this. This is like a very hot pink. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and level that as much as I can, like so. And I have purposely gone off the edge because I am in fact going to trim this edge just like so. And the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slit here, and I'm going to curl this back. I like to make it a little bit more of a rip, and that's going to be like a little peephole. I like the overall style. I will end up stapling this down like so. Now I just do that purely because I like the style of it, and it just adds a little bit of something else. It's a little bit more interesting over here because all of this is so plain at the top. Obviously this is my main embellishment, so it's nice to put a little something up there. But I will give you a bit of a close-up at the moment. So obviously this is my overall finished product. I've mutated it by adding a doily and some stamping. Obviously I've ended up using a few other little embellishments than what is actually on the sketch, but it just goes to show you that you can use anything you have in your stash that you would like to use on the overall layout. I've obviously gone and ended up adding this little kind of see-through hole and the border around kind of one side, but yeah, I really like it. I absolutely loved working with the sketch, but like I said, even though I love using sketches, I love to like mutate them. So this is my little spin, just a few very small differences between the original sketch and my layout, just to make it a little bit more personal, a little bit more my own. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a massive thumbs up. But from everyone who is in the UK Scrap Addicts, thank you so much for allowing me to be a guest designer on your channel. I really appreciate it, and I hope you all enjoyed. So guys, I will see you some other time. Catch you later. Bye.